Clinton, Connecticut today with Kim Williams. We're at this amazing property here. She's going to tell us all about it. And we're going to talk about this plight. She's currently trying to keep this property in order to finish off what you will see is one of the most amazing pieces of property I've seen in a long time. So without further ado, Kim, welcome. How are you? Thank you for joining me on Discover Connecticut.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. So how did you find this property in the first place?
Actually, we lived at the property on the other side of the reservoir, and I became aware of it when we had to leave there, and it was on the market. It was on the market for 12 to 15 years, crazy enough.
Let's walk a little this way. I want to show you guys, there's horses. I mean, we're going to turn the camera here and show you a little bit closer into the backyard.
And my girlfriend and I tried to drive down the driveway, but you couldn't even get down the driveway. It was so overgrown. It was like going into like a tunnel.
Oh, okay.
And as we drove around, all I could see was the broken glass with the vines growing out of the windows.
Oh, yeah.
And the house was covered. It was totally encased in vines and overgrowth. And the stone house was just totally covered, and it was, you know, dark and mysterious. And then, you know, you couldn't even really see the water, but you knew it was there. And I just looked at it, and I kind of felt a piece of myself. It was so unloved and abandoned, and I felt like I wanted to give it what I so badly needed.
And the horses, that's been a part of your life always?
Yes.
So having a space for the horses has been absolutely an amazing benefit for you.
Well, funny story is that I named it Windjammers because my other horse that I had since he was 6, that I had over there, he looks a lot like the chestnut that I have there. He used to escape in the mornings, and he would take Regal and go gallivanting around the neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
So when I first moved in here, the neighbor said to me, she said, "You have horses, don't you?" And I said, "Well, yeah." She said, "You lived over there, didn't you?" And I said, "Well, yeah, how do you know that?" She said, "Because your horses were here all the time."
Oh, that's so funny.
So I kind of felt like he came here and he guarded it until I was able to get my hands on it.
Wow.
And that was the first time I tried to get it was in 2017. And I had a fraudulent lender at that point. He took my money, couldn't do the loan.
Jeez.
So then I came back at it in 2019. A friend of mine, Realtor, was able to get me another loan. Hence COVID. So it was supposed to close March 23rd or whatever.
That was the day they closed the government, I think.
And so the broker called up and he said, went back to the seller. I said, "Please, my first draw was 25% short of what it was supposed to be. My first draw was 25% short of what it was supposed to be." And I called him up and I said, "Where's the money? You know, I don't have any money to keep going with this. You're supposed to fund me the money."
Yeah, of course.
"That's why gave me the loan." So he said, "Well, you signed the paper." I said, "What paper?" He said, "There's a 25% hold on all your draws." I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "Would you mind sending me that?" So it turns out it wasn't a signature page, not an initial page. It wasn't a numeric page in the construction package.
But how is that legal?
I don't even know.
Keep the funds?
You know.
Any attorneys out there, we could use your assistance on this one, especially when it comes down to what's legal and what's not. I want to take this camera a little bit closer into the property because we're standing here at the front. And this is beautiful. It is. I mean, you have this beautiful house right here that we'll hopefully be able to show you a little bit of. The stone house is the history, right?
Yes.
1700s?
Well, actually, the main house, the left side is 1700s.
Okay.
And the right side of this house, we don't know if it's the same build as the stone house because it looks like it's true, like 2x6 lumber. True, you know.
Original thick 2x4.
Right, the original
the
true 2x6 lumber. And I believe that was late 1800s, early 1900s.
Okay. But
the left side is 1724.
Oh, there's the history right there, my friends.
That was originally the, at one point it was a hunting lodge.
Oh, wow.
And then it was an art colony, and then it's always kind of been French descendants that have owned this property, I believe. It started out some Lomajou or something. I don't know how to spell it, and I don't know how to say it, but
French descendants, and it stayed that way until you came along.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't know the gap between, you know, I tried to go down to town hall and do a title search. Well, that was funny because everybody's property lines change. You know, okay, well, this stone wall signified that, but this guy bought 5 acres from you, and then he moved it over there. So I couldn't trace it. I had no
There's no way to go far enough back.
Well, probably somebody that knows what they're doing could do it, but I blanked out on that one.
Now, so one of the previous owners was a distiller, is that correct?
It was Pierre O'Pere.
Pierre O'Pere.
Pierre O'Pere. And he was apparently distilling vodka in the Stonehouse basement. And it was a private little...
This is during Prohibition.
Right.
Yeah.
From what I know, I think he bought the property 1922-ish.
Okay.
And about 1926, the A&P delivery manager couldn't understand why so much sugar was being delivered and turned him into the feds.
Wow.
Somehow, from what I understand, he got wind of it and said, well, it's better to burn it down.
So he burned it
1926. So it stayed that way until I was able to...
So you came along. So almost 100 years later,
Yes.
it's on its feet. It needs to be saved. What we're looking for is, I guess, an investor potentially to be involved and maybe be a partner with you to finish this project off. Is
I
that?
would love that.
And you know, we're going to see how much of it we could show to you guys. There's some work that still needs to be done, but honestly, Kim's done so much here. The place looks amazing. And what we talked about on the phone, and then when we walk around, we're going to see this. There's a reservoir here and a potential location for like a bistro, some sort of restaurant maybe a little club right here in the middle of the woods in Clinton, 6 acres. So we're going to walk over and see if we can take a look at that as well. I don't know if you see the horses in the background, but I'm loving it, you know? So let's keep going. What I'll do is I'm going to actually go guerrilla style and take the camera and follow you around a little. Do you
Okay.
mind walking us around and just kind of talking us through it?
Sure, of course.
Awesome. All right, let's do that. I'm going to grab the camera. And we're going to focus on Kim here for a minute.
Okay.
And whenever you're ready, you could start going and I'll follow you.
Okie dokie.
All right, let me get that on you. Let's see, this way. There we go. Okay.
So the lot is what is in danger immediately. Is that what we should talk about now?
Yeah, I think so.
And that's the piece that I sold off to help me finish the construction of the main house. And the lot actually goes from the corner way over there all the way on the other side. So it stretches the full property line of the main house. And then the property line actually ends up being kind of near those big trees there. So it's only 100 feet off the back of the house.
Okay.
And because of the wetlands issues here, the only place to really build a house is about where that brown horse is.
I see.
And that would destroy the integrity of this beautiful piece of property and destroy the view of the main house and the privacy and
that's what it's about. We're out here, all you hear is birds chirping. You don't hear any cars, you're completely all alone. And it's about the serenity, it's about the privacy, and it's about the peace, which is what I think we all need. I know the same words, serenity and peace are kind of the same, but you need to find something like this, something that you can just call your own, break away from the crazy world we're living in. And it seems like you found a really amazing spot for that here. And now we just need to find somebody out there who wants to make sure this stays a safe space. Because the outcome of this is someone will develop this and turn it into something, a house, a McMansion, something like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, look, I guess that's what most people do these days, but this is the type of property that would benefit from having the house, the stone house, and like a little bistro or something that's for this property and not for a secondary owner.
The farm tourism zoning regs in Clinton allow, do you want to walk down to the water a little bit?
Yeah, let me follow you down there.
Okay. Let me open up this massive gating system that I have.
And I think we should be able to get enough of a feed for that. We'll see.
Okay. Oops.
You guys can see the house a little bit here in the background. All right, let's go down to the water and see if we can take a closer look.
So the farm tourism, they allow you to do like classes, so blacksmithing workshops I would love to do. Plein air painting, bird watching, you know, just let the community I
love that.
So
That should be the slogan.
yeah, yeah, it's better than anything I came up with so far.
Well, that's why we rely on our friends sometimes to see the things we don't. Look at this beautiful horse right here too.
She's a big girl.
She's
Star.
a beauty. She's a beauty.
They're muddy because they live in mud right now.
All right, so let's take a look at this reservoir over here.
The sunsets that come across here some nights are absolutely, and you got to catch it because there's only a few minutes of it. You know, it's like once you see it, you got to run down and just sit there and enjoy it. It's just beautiful. And lately the wind has been so crazy that a couple of days, you can see the chairs are blown over, but sitting out here with the sun and the wind and the birds, and it's just beautiful. And in the morning even, the sun hits the top of that ridge over there, and then it kind of washes down, and then the reflection starts in the water. And I mean, there's really no time of day it's not beautiful.
It's amazing.
So, and a lot of people say, well, you know, oh, can you boat? Can you fish? Can you canoe? Can you do any of that? And I'm like, well, no, but nobody else can either.
Yeah.
So it's like your private little.
Now, could you have bonfires and stuff or not really?
Sure.
There's nobody around.
I don't see why not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just ask that you don't, you know, cut anywhere down near the waterfront there. There's also like you can't just come in here and clear cut it because there's a.
So even when you did clear all of this, you had to go through approvals?
No, because they didn't clear cut anything. And this down here, they had actually maintained some of this.
Oh, okay, because they had
So
all
there
the
was
land.
there was a part of the field that was just cleaned up around. You know, I can't go in and take trees down and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So luckily they did that because it maintained some of the level clean area.
It's absolutely stunning. Property's amazing. These horses are loving it. Look at this. I'm going to show you guys. Camera's moving too quick on me. Go back. There we go. Let's show these two beautiful horses here.
Their house needs a little help too.
You know, so you have 6+ acres here.
Yeah.
And it looks like almost like 4.5, maybe 4+ usable.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of land.
Yeah.
This is a lot of land you have here.
And there's some trails that go in through. There was an old original road that used to go around the reservoir. There's still a remnant of that back there. And there's a pond in the spring there, and then there's a pond. It's called Sawmill Wood back there for the houses, I guess. I don't know.
You know
That's
what? So did they use the river in order for hydraulic power maybe for the sawmill? I've seen some of those where they actually use the water that's coming down the waterfall in order to be the to generate the power for the sawmills.
Wow.
Like, so that could be something that was going on here.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And you know, it only happens in the spring when you have a lot of water, but it's a nice little trickle, and you can hear the little river, and then it's rushing over that, and you can hear the water in the distance from the reservoir. It's really pretty.
I think I hear it right now.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah, I could hear water rushing. And it's not cars, because there's no cars out here, guys.
No.
I'm telling you, you are out here, and this is literally where peace comes to spend its time. So let's take a walk back. I think this is amazing. We got a chance to see a bit of the property. Do you want to show me the stone house maybe? Maybe we could take a walk through there, because that's absolutely stunning.
Absolutely.
Let's do that.
Yes.
All right, we're going to follow you.
Okay.
On our way back out, let's see if we can check out these horses. What are the horses' names?
So the black one is Star, and the brown one is Diamond.
Star and Diamond.
Star and Diamond.
Love it. How old are they?
I think she's about 16 and he's maybe 22.
Beautiful. You're a beautiful horse. 16 and 22.
Yeah. And he's actually a Kentucky mountain horse.
Wow.
So when I first got him, I thought it was a quarter horse. And he starts running around out here, and he's like running like a duck. I've never seen a horse do that before.
He was running like a duck?
Like a duck.
That is so funny.
And, so he's just a doll. He's just a doll. So I came to find out that he was a Kentucky mountain horse. Somebody said, that's a Kentucky mountain horse.
That is amazing. He's beautiful.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's so respectful. When I go to give him breakfast, you know, he waits to see if I'm gonna walk over here, walk over there, and then he gingerly walks around me. He's, you know, he's a good boy.
Looks
really
like
nice horse.
absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because you don't, for me especially, I don't get that close to big animals like this. Like my dogs are big, so let me step back when I say that. But this is a real huge animal right here.
Yeah, he's big and he's dirty.
He's like, I'm a horse. What do you want from me?
He does a double, triple roll every time he rolls.
That's hilarious. So cool that you own horses.
Yeah, they've been a part of my life for a very long time.
You used to ride?
I did. Haven't ridden in 6 years or so, and my intention is to ride him and ride the trails on the other side of the road.
Like you used to, or that he used to?
Well, yes, like we both used to, I guess. Not together, but there's a whole trail system right across the street. And eventually something else I'd like to do with the bed and breakfast is to have people be able to bring their horses. So they could keep them here, they could do the trails across the street, and then in the fall they can go to Hammonasset because there's an open period where you're allowed to ride the horses on the beach at
That
Hammonasset.
is cool. See, that should be like a selling point for sure.
Yeah, so that's another something that I would love to do. And
all right, let's walk out back this way. A nice lawnmower there. Keep this property looking top notch. Look at, that's the stone house right there. Pretty amazing, I would say.
you want to go in through the front door?
Yeah, why don't I'll follow you. Maybe I'll
Okay.
bring the tripod for this one
Okay.
so we could see a little closer together. All right, which way? I'll follow you.
Okay, we'll go this way. So the little porches actually, but they were in such disrepair
Okay.
there, and then putting the railing.
Beautiful. That's such a
Yeah.
great little area.
So, but that's when I was pretty irresponsible, and I used to come home and, oh, well, you know, I like the way so-and-so's bathroom looks, so I'll tear mine apart and I'll put it back together, and I'll worry about the electric bill next week.
That sounds a lot like the contractor mentality, you know?
Yep. So,
I just can't get over how peaceful it is here, though.
yeah.
You got the house right there, got the stone house right here,
Yeah.
got the pond in the back, the horses right there.
Yeah.
Let's go inside. Let's take a peek at this.
Okay.
I'm following you.
I'll have you know that I personally did this little walkway myself and dug up all the dirt, put the slate down.
Nice. That's a job right there.
Professionally done.
That's a job right there. All right. Ooh, yeah. This is such an amazing space here. Let me zoom out. There we go. All right. So I'm going to go maybe to the entrance, the other side.
Okay.
Or should I park it over here so we can look in? 'Cause this
whichever
looks
you
so
think.
cool. I want to make sure we get all of this.
Okay.
All right, let me do this. I'm going to park this here for a second so we can at least see this entire place. All right, that should do. How's that? Is that working? Sort of. Let's do this.
I see
Back
you.
down. All right, I'm gonna flip this. Let me just try this real quick. Actually, put that back on. And we need to get more light. There we go. All right, so we have our light
Okay.
officially.
Okay.
So I want you to just tell me what you did here. This is all new.
Basically, except for the stone that was left.
It's absolutely stunning. All right, I got to take the camera off because I can't show you guys with being in camera. I can't. I have to let Kim show us around. I'm going to just shoot it. Okay?
Okay.
And what I'll do is see if we could at least get like a nice little video of this place.
So this is obviously the little living room, kitchen, dining room. And then the kitchen goes down in there. And all the wood on the walls are from the main house, from the 300-year-old siding that was there. So we use that to trim, different, the towel racks and all kinds of things. You want to go down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
And I designed the whole project myself. And,
Beautiful.
It had challenges, but
I imagine. I mean, you're taking something from the 1700s, or this wasn't 1700s.
this was late 18, early 19s probably.
Still, they weren't building them square necessarily back then. Look how cute. Even this green cabinet right here, I love it. I mean, the color matches perfectly with everything else. This goes to the fact that your mother was an interior designer.
Yes, I have to blame her for that.
Yeah. Look how cute that room is, guys. All right, Kim's going to show us
the
the rest.
I managed to leave the stone exposed here and then in the hallway. Everywhere else, there were cavities in the stone where the original framing was, and it was burned, and we had to pull all that out. And then all this is framed now with 2x10 framing lumber.
Wow.
And then it's all foam insulation. The studs are all glued in so that basically the stone became the facade as opposed to it being the structural aspect of the building.
I see.
Yeah.
And now you probably have an R value to that as well. You have the spray insulation, you've got the stone, and you have, I guess this is sheetrock now.
Yes.
This place probably stays pretty warm in the
it's very cozy.
wintertime, and then the summertime is nice and cool.
Yeah.
And then you put the AC in, it looks like?
Yes.
Because I see ductwork over here.
Yes. So I have exposed ductwork in the main house, so I try to mirror a lot of things that I did in the main house here too. And a lot of people say, well, you've got to cover that up, you have to paint it, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like,
No,
I
you do
don't
it the way
think
you
so.
want to do it.
no, I don't think so.
Especially with a unique place like this.
Yeah.
All right, let me see the rest of the space.
Okay, so then this is half a bath and a laundry.
Okay.
And
Oh, what a space this is, guys. Look at that.
if you could zoom in on that little thing on the wall,
Oh, yeah, let me do that.
that's pretty cool. My friends, I have some very, very dear friends that bring me things all the time. And
And they brought you that.
Tara and Bob brought me that, and it's got the little doors. So, the little guy in there.
It's hilarious. I love that.
And most everything, a lot of what I got here was from the free site and Marketplace. And
Marketplace, you get, people just want to get rid of stuff.
I've gotten some beautiful, beautiful things. And here again with the trim with the wood.
So cool. The charm, the character, this is what people love.
And then I happened to find, these are those ads from the papers that I found in the ceiling of the main house.
Oh, wow. Look at that. And then
And then
these are original photos of before. This is the
Yes.
before and the after of Stonehouse. And look at that, guys, just so you could see.
Yeah.
That's what Kim had to deal with. She came in and she was like, oh, great, look, there's like wires and you got grass growing out of the ground. And then all of a sudden you have this amazing space here.
And then here are the burned timbers. And then you can see those where the wood was originally that we had to we had to take all the burned timbers out of there, and then the framing one had to fit inside there.
Amazing.
Oh, here's another picture of it too.
I just realized that.
And that was all stuff in the basement that had to be cleaned out.
So cool. Here, point to the timbers again, because
Oh, okay.
It wasn't filming for some reason.
Oh, okay. So like these crevices in here, that was all burned timbers, and that has all new 2x10 framing in there.
Wow.
And then you can see it here again. You can see it in the wall here. Tremendous masonry repair. These lentils were all gone. The little porch that was there had to be ripped down. That's what was left of the ridge, the burned ridge.
Wow. And just for an overview, look, so this is where it went from that. Then look at that framing job. And you see them pouring the slab here. This is the original again. Look at how bad that looked.
Yeah.
Sheesh. So what a job well done. I mean, this is why we really want to reach out to you guys and see if you know anybody who wants to get involved and save this project. Because, you know, properties like this being taken down by developers, not a good thing, my friends. Not a good thing at all. You know?
And then this closet here too. This was all that 300-year-old.
Oh, wow. Look
siding.
at that, guys. This is all the original siding from the 1700s house, repurposed right here.
Yeah.
So awesome.
And then funny enough, this ad right here was an A&P ad, and I found it, and I thought it was pretty funny because it was the A&P delivery manager that turned him in.
Is that the guy?
No, but I found
A&P was the one that turned him
yeah,
in. That's so
yeah.
funny.
So, but I found an ad for A&P, so I framed it.
That's probably why he threw it in the wall. The ceiling. So cool. Now, and guys, that's just the first floor. So what's really unique about this is actually an Airbnb space, correct?
Yes.
So you can rent this space right now if you wanted to for a night, weekend, week, month, yearly even if you wanted to, right? Theoretically.
No, I'm capping it
At what, like
30 days.
30 days. Okay, so you got up to a month here in this amazing location, this brand new construction essentially, because you kept what? Just the walls?
Yeah, basically
Everything else is new.
Yeah, because this was all gone, so we kept all this and did the repairs, and that was it. That was the shell.
Jeez.
And there's the picture up here shows of the devastation from the
fire.
time,
And
passage of time.
And he had burned it all down and left it like this. Basically, this is the state it was in when you
Yeah.
purchased
But the day that I bought it, that's what it was.
it. This is the day you bought. Okay.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And so what's upstairs?
Okay, so we have 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, and 2 porches.
2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2 porches. Guys, what a cool space this is. Oh, look at this. Outside on the deck. The beautiful horses and then start
bed, and the little bigger room than the other.
Oh, this is great. Nice high ceilings.
And I did the same thing with the beams in the house. I left all
nice.
cathedraled and.
Let me show that. So you got the beams. Yeah, everything here matches the main house, which I think it should because you got that classic charm. Let's see. Oh, I got you in here. Let me show.
Oh.
Wow, that's beautiful. Brand new. Absolutely stunning. Love the floors too.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
You have a little nook there for the shower. So cool. Over here, oh, who's that guy?
I think that's Mark, isn't it?
So we got ourselves a nice vanity. I mean, I love the door here too. Look at this door. Nice.
Yeah,
love it.
my guy built all those doors custom, and the hardware's from England.
Oh, so cool.
And then this window is the original, the one survivor, I think.
That's the one survivor from the original house.
One survivor from the original.
So that's another thing, guys. You have brand new windows in both houses?
Yes.
So you got brand new windows here.
Yes.
That's huge. The cost for that is not minimal. It's usually a very, very expensive endeavor to redo windows.
Yes. And the floors, I went to Cape Cod and got the floors out of the mill.
You got them out of the mill? That's so cool.
Yeah. Stonewood, I believe is the name.
Wow.
And that's where my dad had his music pad many, many years ago.
Oh, really?
In Orleans. Yes.
Oh, wow.
And this is the full-size bed.
I like the windows with just the break in the center, so it looks like 4-panel instead. It's just so cool. Look at this, wow. I mean, the charm here, even though it's new, it has that charm, you know? It's got that vibe.
You know, like this, for instance, this mirror, that was from my friends Tara and Bob. And then I got this vanity off Marketplace, I guess, and I turned it into it was a cabinet. I turned it into a vanity.
Smart. So. Reuse. I like the repurposing of things.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this deck. It's a full size from side to side. Let me show you that. Wow. That is so cool.
If it would stop raining, we might be able to actually sit out here.
Oh, yeah, look at that. And your property, you said, goes out pretty far to the left, correct?
Yeah, it still goes to the left where it looks like there's grass over there. It goes. And then there's a beautiful stone wall back there, too, that one of these days.
You'll get to it.
Yeah.
Stone walls, it's amazing, all these stone walls that were built in just the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You have to imagine who was doing this, spending all that time.
Yes.
Go out and build that wall.
Yeah.
In 1700s. Love it. I love it.
And then that's going to be an area down there for the guests. I started to clear that so that they could have a little barbecue, fire pit, outside seating area.
Oh,
and then there's still a little view of the water from there, too.
That is cool.
But I'm losing the battle with the weeds again, so.
That's the problem. As soon as it starts to get warmer, it's like you got to be there every week or else
yes,
it's overgrown before you know it. Amazing. So is there anything in the main house that we should see? Maybe the kitchen or anything like that?
Want to see the kitchen?
You okay with that?
Yeah.
All right, let's go take a peek.
We can see Au Pair and Frere Vodka.
Ah, that is interesting because that was the original owners of this property. The family members continued on.
Yeah.
Did you say in Canada?
Yes.
In Canada. So.
I believe Quebec.
Ah.
And there again, the wood behind the
Yes.
planter.
That was a great reuse of that window right there. Okay. I'm going to put this back on here, and then we'll walk over. Well, it's not light.
It doesn't look light.
I know. I'm always like, just carry it around. Like, ugh. This thing's like 15 pounds. All right, ready? I'll follow you again.
Or you want to go out and I'll close the
Oh,
door?
that's a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah. Oops, I think it's still on you.
Oh.
That's okay. We'll come out here. There we go. And let me switch this over to 4. All right, there we go. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Oh, this is saying we're losing 80% of our frame. No, 1.8. That's good. That's not bad at all.
Okay.
All right, I'm following you. Now we're back.
Okay.
We're back. I hope you guys didn't go anywhere, because it's about to get even more interesting. So this is the original house. And again, part of, because he built off the original, which is the 1700s section you said over on the other side, right?
Well, this side was actually a porch, they called it. So it had no insulation, well, it was really no heat, no insulation, no nothing. So,
oh, okay.
And this had a couple of rooms in it. And the floors had all dropped because all the support posts downstairs fell down. So we had to re-support and jack everything up here. Then we had to jack it upstairs. And then I decided to just open it all up and use this as a kitchen.
Love it. I love it. And it's such a beautiful kitchen too. So did
Yes.
you put these cabinets in?
Yes, everything's new from the cabinets. And then this part here, these were actually cabinets I found online, and this slab actually came off a tree that fell down 2 years ago that I had milled on the site.
Wow.
And it took 4 guys to bring this in to use as the countertop here.
Wow. Yeah, it's a long piece. That's like 18 feet long.
Yeah.
And that looks like a 2.5 to 3 inch piece of slab.
Yeah.
This comes from somebody who's cut some of those slabs himself.
Oh yeah, he brought the whole milling thing here. It was really cool.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. I got one of those, but it's with a chainsaw. But the one you had the machine come.
Yes.
I know a couple of those guys because I build stuff, and they're like, hey, we'll come to you. I'm like, how much is it? And they're like, it's like $1,000 for the, like, regardless. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
but what if I just have one? They're like, no, we don't even,
Yeah.
you make it worth our while, or we're not coming.
Yes, basically that's what it was, but I got about 8 slabs out of it.
Of this piece here?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and they were beautiful. Actually, some of them were wider than that even.
Is this red oak? What is this?
Yes, I think so.
Beautiful. What happened to the other 7 slabs?
So one of my customers took it. He came and got it with a big truck. First of all, he came up with a van. I said, that's not going to work.
No, not with red oak.
He said, yeah. I said, it's not going to work. Trust me. I said, please. So he came back with a U-Haul, and he was able to get it. All the guys are coming in.
Oh. There he is. So would you say that, and so you had 7 left. He took all 7?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, actually, I have 1 left.
Oh,
So
you do?
I think there were 9 together. He took 7 or 8, whatever, but I have 1 more.
Wow, it's beautiful.
So,
I mean, this is a huge piece of lumber, though.
yes.
It's at least 2.5 inches wide, right there.
Yeah.
So he cut this down for you, 8 pieces out of the, and you got another one I saw.
Yes.
I didn't make a stink out of it while we were looking. It looks like it's this.
It's about 8 or 9 feet.
I think it's behind that. Is it behind the stone house that way? that I saw?
Yeah, it's kind of across the driveway there. And so he'll come back and he'll mill that for me so I can get another So if anybody
What kind of
wants
wood
it.
is that? Did he?
Same
Oh, it's the
thing.
same.
Yeah.
It's the same red oak.
Yeah, yeah,
Because that one's the biggest. I hadn't seen a tree that large in a while,
yeah.
and it's on its side.
Oh, it's huge.
It's ready to be cut.
Oh, it was huge.
That
It
one's
was
ready to be
huge.
cut.
Yeah.
Wow, this is so cool. You need a hand?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, they did major shopping.
So show me this. Okay, this is the vodka of Hopert and Frere. Is that how you say it?
Au pair and frere.
Au pair and Frere.
Pair and frere, French.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
And
And
they
this is originally this was done here,
distilled in the
here,
basement of this
of the
stone
stone house. And it's amazing. And they now continue to make this vodka in Canada. The
Yes.
same family, just cousins.
Yes, they're like great nephews or something.
Okay.
So I believe on their website it explains that our great uncle or whatever, he was quite a character. He was a bon vivant, they said. He was a designer out of New York. He was quite an individual. He lived to, I believe, 100 years old.
Wow. So you
And-
did your research on him as well
Oh, yeah.
afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Lived to about 100. His family took this over. Did he wind up dying a successful man, or what was the story with him? Do you know?
I'm not sure about that. But his main house is the blue house on the corner that you pass
Okay,
when you
yeah.
come in. So that was his main house. This was, at that point, the caretaker's house and his
Wow.
distillery.
So he must have done really well for himself to be able to have this much land, to have multiple buildings on a property,
Well,
and a distillery. I think that was probably his thought process: was I can't make money, I got to figure out a way to do that with the depression.
yeah.
And he's like, I got a stone house
Yeah,
over here.
yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
He was quite the character. Most of the family that I've heard stories of always said that he would always give them change, or he would, they would run back and forth from the houses. And Jane told me that they used to have music over
wow.
there. And hold on one second. Hold on one second. We're filming. We're filming. Don't cough. Oh, it was following me?
Oh no, it's on me. It's on us. It's on us. It's on us.
He was starting to have a coughing fit. I'm like, no.
It
Don't
happens.
breathe.
It happens from time to time.
So, yeah, so he was quite a character from what I understand. I would have loved to have met him, but
And when did he pass? Do you know?
1993 or
Oh,
8 or something, so it
wow.
really wasn't that long ago.
No, he lived a really long life. I
Yes.
just assumed he died in the 50s or 60s or something, but he lived in almost to 2000.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
20, 30 years ago is when he, Was he here in that blue house until he passed?
I'm not sure. I can't
Okay.
remember where he wound up. Maybe at the very end, maybe not, but I'm not positive.
Interesting.
So,
I love getting into the history on this show, just
Yes.
because I feel like so much happened under our feet and no one really talks about it.
yes,
You know.
yes.
So, is there anything else you should show me, or should we go back outside and finish this up?
Do you want to just go up the stairs and show
Sure.
that fireplace on the wall?
Sure. Let me do
And
that.
then the other room that has the beautiful view.
Yes, that's a great idea. Let's go up and see what you have up there, and then
Okay.
I lost my ability to travel with the camera alone, but we'll do
There's
this.
Over here.
Oh, it's okay, buddy.
Yeah,
Where's your car?
over there.
All right, ready? I'm gonna follow you.
Okay. Oh God, making you go up the stairs again, huh?
Excuse me.
No
Sorry.
problem. All right. I know, right? Let's see if I can get this up the stairs.
Oh my God, I would definitely have been in the hospital trying to carry that around.
Oh, there we go. You know what? The ceiling height up here helps.
Oh yeah,
You have this amazing ceiling height.
yeah.
Let me see if I could show it off here. You guys have to see this. This is unbelievable. Look at the ceiling height here. Beams right up to the ceiling. Got the skylights here. Tons of natural light coming in. You can't beat that. Let's do this. All right. Okay. Should we go down, or should I go into this? There's a door here. You want to go in through here?
No, we'll go into this one.
Okay,
And
yeah.
then that's the one with the view where you can
Oh,
really
yeah.
get the feeling for what's going to happen if that lot sells. The framing was so beautiful. I wish I hadn't had to cover it up because it was just perfect and just beautifully done. That probably helped it survive as well.
Yeah, if you get a good frame job in there, you get a good contractor doing these things along the way, Well, there go the horses.
Oh, they're running.
Oh, I missed it.
Ah,
There they are.
yeah,
They get to live their best life here.
yes.
And then over here, this bathroom. Wow, let me zoom out first of all, because we're way too close. Look at this.
So my plan
Stunning.
up on the wall up on the top there was that's the original little vent window that was in the capes back in that time.
Oh, I see.
So I wanted to actually make siding up there so that represented the outside of the original house.
Using more of the original siding there.
And then,
That's a great
no,
idea.
actually like do shingle siding because
Okay.
that would be the outside. And then the inside is got the 300-year-old siding on it to represent the inside of the old house.
Ah,
So,
you got great ideas and already the completed work. It looks amazing. The little niche in there for the soaps, beautiful.
yeah, it's a pretty cool spot.
This, and you know, you mentioned this earlier, but this absolutely matches perfectly with Stonehouse.
Yeah.
So it's like you mimicked, which is great. I like to see that, you know. All right, let's. I'll follow you to the next one.
Okay. Well, I guess that's probably it up
Is
here,
that it?
unless
Oh,
you
yeah,
want to
yeah.
do the other bathroom that's up here.
No, you know
or-
what?
or
That's
just go-
fine. I just wanted to show off a little bit of the space, so
Okay.
I don't want to. This is definitely like not a hey, let's walk and show off every detail type
Right.
of video, but more importantly is to show off that this place is extremely unique, and
This,
it should be saved.
This fireplace, actually, you can see because I raised the roof line here about a foot, and you can see where the original tar was.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
And then this block here was the original ceiling height.
I see. Okay.
So, and then I haven't really figured out what I want to do here. My idea is to put some kind of solar lighting with a fountain here, but, you know, some other day.
Yeah. Priorities, right?
Yes,
So we're finding what's the most important priorities. Right now, the most important priority is to keep that lot
yes,
so you could keep doing the other little projects.
yes.
Because this, I mean, honestly, I wish I had a video of the way it looked when you bought it,
Oh, I know.
because I honestly think you've done a ton here.
I might actually have
You think you may have an
a
original?
video from 2017, maybe even. I have to look, but I might even have that.
Yeah, I think to me it's got the charm. It's got the charm. And we're talking about antique style homes. This is as good as it gets right here.
And this post right here, that was one of the original posts as well.
Wow. Let me see if I can slide back over because it was a little dark on the last pan. The kitchen's glorious though.
Thank you.
Really love it. Double oven. I'm gonna go all the way over to this beam so you guys can see this original beam here.
You can see the hand cut.
Yeah, they
hewn.
used the axe back then
Yeah.
to make it. Look at this. So cool. Absolutely just the coolest thing when you see building like homes like this that were built to last 300 plus years.
Yeah.
It's just awesome.
I mean, there wasn't a lot of the original house left, but at least I found some things.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I found some of the beams and some of the posts and
Well, I think, you know, you can't expect a house from 1700 to be in good condition fully. I mean, there's going to always be some sort of disrepair.
yeah,
So the idea is, as long as you can keep the charm,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to just, oh, sorry. So you don't want to lose the charm. That's the key. A lot of people will take houses like this
Yeah.
and they'll destroy it. They'll bring it to make it look like 2024 or 2025. I'm like, well, why would you do that?
Yeah.
You know, you've got this amazing property here that it hits so many check boxes for people who can't find, you know, a place of their own, but also a place to find peace.
Yes.
I mean, you can't get away from people.
Yeah.
Here you can.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm starting to the point where I really don't want neighbors close by.
Yeah.
Luckily, I really like the ones that I have. They've been very, very good. They've also been very, very tolerant of Cooper. But the neighbors have been terrific. So
Let me
that's
see if I
been.
can adjust this here on you. Do you want to go outside to finish up, or should we finish in the kitchen?
Sure, we can go back out if you
Yeah,
like.
let's do that, just so we can have an official intro and outro for
Okay.
the show.
Okay.
Let's do that. Great idea.
And this actually, my daughter did many years ago.
Boy.
Fallen down a little. I must fix that too. I'll put it on the list.
On the list, things
the-
to do here at Stonehouse Windjammers.
Yes.
All right, let's do this. We're gonna do it. Why don't we do it in front of the Stonehouse? We'll do our outro,
Okay.
because I think it's such a cool structure. Let me zoom out a little bit. Oops, what did I do?
We might have made it just before rain.
I know, we got lucky.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna do this. Let me get Stonehouse in there fully. There we go. There we go. Rolling, we're rolling.
Okay.
Every day with the horses and showing off what you can do with it would just generate more income. Every day with the horses and showing off what you can do with it would just generate more income
Right.
for that
Right.
for that sale. I hope you don't have to sell this. I hope you can keep this. I hope in 5 years we could have like another secondary, like you
Yes.
can say, hey, we have a bistro over there. Let's do a secondary episode of Discover Connecticut,
Yes.
you know?
And it'll be Kim is not cooking.
Kim is not cooking.
Kim is not cooking.
Yeah, exactly. But it was an absolute pleasure to meet you.
Yes,
Finally,
thank
I mean,
you.
we've been Facebook friends for years, and now
Yes.
we finally meet in person.
Yes,
and I
thank
hope
you
I can
so
help.
much.
That's all I ever want to do is to have some sort of assistance or be an assistance to people out there. So if you need my services ever, if you need someone to shine a light or get out there and yell, hey,
Yeah.
I'm going to go out there and do it.
I would love
know?
that. Yes. No, I'm so excited that you came. Thank you so
Well,
much.
thanks for the invite. This was such a cool episode.
Yes. Yes.
And I'll edit this down into something short and sweet.
Okay.
So we could use it on your site and
Okay.
hopefully get some more people to see
Oh,
what you're
that's
doing
awesome. Yeah, and I'll try to find that other video.
here. Which one? Oh, yes.
The one, if I can find that. I know I have it somewhere.
If
I'm
you
pretty
find
sure.
any stuff from early on, I can just pop it in and make as we're
cool.
showing it, show the before and the after. That'd be such a better video.
Yeah.
Like, because I could be, as we're following you in, just be, hey, this is what it was, this is what
Yes.
it is.
Yes.
Just little clips here and there would be really awesome.
Wow, that'd be really cool. Because I know I made it. Now I got to try to remember what I did with it.
Okay, so then yeah, you have the time.
Yes.
It's gonna take me a little time to edit this, maybe a week or so anyway. It's a
Okay.
little over a week, so
Okay.
just you have my number.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Guys, Kim, I need you to
you.
help out here, okay? Send me a
Yes.
note, reach out, go to Windjammers. Can you give the website Windjammers?
Yes. Windjammersct.com.
Windjammersct.com.
Yes.
Shoot a DM to Kim, say hello, let her know you saw her here today
Mm-hmm.
on Discover Connecticut. And if you know anybody who could assist, do your part, all right? We're here this time in history for a reason. It's to help each other. It's to thrive together. Don't sit in your room with your bucks, your billions of dollars and say, Kim can't do it. Kim's got this amazing property here, and we're gonna make sure that she can continue going forward with her vision. And so this place is a place of peace going forward and not developed by somebody. So until next time, Kim, thank you so much.
you so
It's
much.
Discover Connecticut here in
Yes.
Clinton, Connecticut. Who knew? Who knew? Until the next time, it's
Thank
Mark
you.
Pyers.
Thank
I
you,
will see
Mark.
you soon. All right, I'll wrap this up.
Okay.